Hi. A bunch of you have been asking me questions about my plane, the electric Thunder Gull, and I thought I'd give you a brief video tour of the plane and its systems. It's charging up and I'm about to go for a flight, so perfect time. Got my little hat cam, and so here's the plane, sharing the hangar with some other wonderful aircraft. You can see this big long extension cord going across the floor. There's a conveniently located 1450 plug at the wall. Comes over here to our DigiNow charger stack, which is currently charging away. Let's see. Here's our Zero Motorcycles app. Since I'm using the full Zero Motorcycles powertrain, I have access to the main bike board and its information, and it thinks it's a motorcycle. Currently we're at 69% state of charge. I can go to the battery page. This gives us ETA till charge, 24 minutes. We're charging it fluctuating around 8.5 kilowatt hours. Cell balance 22. It gets a little better than that once it comes off the charger. 109 volts, 36 cycles on this battery. Other random info. When I'm flying the plane using the Zero app, I can actually set up I have set up the writing screen, what they call the writing screen, and this gives us our temp of the battery pack, temp of the controller, temp of the motor, state of charge, and the power output of the battery, which currently is negative because it's charging. This also shows you the regen when you're actually have the motor braking in regen. So that's a brief overview of the Zero app. Also, just to show you, I use the Metrics for Zero Motorcycles application. This uses the same data stream, Bluetooth data stream, that the Zero application uses, and it data logs. So it saves all of this wonderful data, motor RPM, temps, etc. And so just about every flight I have, I remember to push the button, and it records my flight, so all my power data. And then you can export that however you want. And then beyond that, I also run this PPGPS app, which is basically for powered paragliders, but my plane's not too far from a powered paraglider, so it gives us all the sort of standard aircraft telemetry that you'd like to see, including setting up waypoints and a nice rate of climb indicator, and it records all your tracks, which is really nice. So basically, I can export all of these as KMLs, or you can just do a nice little summary. Shows you where you've flown. This is a flight I did yesterday. And I'm actually very proud of this flight because, as you can see, or maybe not, I cracked just over 1 hour full flight time with about a quarter battery remaining. So that gives you an idea. I have a phone holder in the plane, and I run this app while I'm flying, as well as the data logger. So this is the only device I really need in the plane when I'm flying. This is the standard Zero motor. This is actually from a model year 13 from way back in the days, and a Sevcon size 4 controller. This is a belt drive reduction unit made by Mark Byerly, who designed this beautiful aircraft. It uses the same belt, Gates belt, as what they use on the motorcycles, but just a smaller version, but same pitch, same sprocket here. Currently running an Aerolux prop, which I actually really like. I think it's a really good prop. Ground adjustable pitch. I do have a few balancing issues, which is why I have some different length bolts on here, but I'm getting it where it's actually pretty good nowadays. So we'll continue the tour. So again, we're charging away here. And I am going to build a nice box to put this charger in so it looks pretty. And then this is the inside of the aircraft. Usually like to have these a little more out of the way. So normal you know, 4-pack instrumentation with a climb rate, you know, steam gauges, and then also a cycle analyst, which is great, just a analog backup to the phone instrumentation in case the phone was to die or something. Got a little USB power adapter, so keep my stuff charged. I use a little handheld radio for my radio comms. Currently plug the charger in. This is a DigiNow 10 kilowatt charger, and unfortunately at the moment I have the communications is split separate from the main power. I'm planning on integrating those into a single unit. 0 motorcycles, 13 kilowatt hour battery, or at least what they say is a 13 kilowatt hour battery. And then, what else? That's about it. It's fairly cramped in here. Well, not when you're inside. It's actually very nice and roomy, but sticking my head in here like this. But, you know, standard controls, trim, rudder. Strangely, it has heel brakes, so that takes some getting used to for those of you used to toe brakes. Throttle, main power, which is currently on because it has to be to charge the battery the way that we do it. We have what we currently says takeoff. This is the sort of sport mode from the bike, and then it also has what we call eco or custom mode, where you can limit the power and regen settings. So it's actually really cool that you can, we have this set where it just gives you about 25 kilowatts maximum, which is right about what the motor can produce indefinitely without overheating. So takeoff power is full 40 kilowatts, but you will get into thermal limiting after about a minute to 2 minutes. But if you flip it into the eco mode, you basically don't have to think about it. So you just know that you'll never overheat anything. And you can also, with the Zero app, change the regen settings in eco, which I'm still playing with. You know, I've had it anywhere from pretty mild regen, you know, a couple hundred watts, which is a really effective air brake, but doesn't make you a whole lot of power. I've had it up to 1.5 kilowatts of regen, which makes a lot of power and acts like a massive air brake, and really makes the control authority kind of go away because of the turbulent sort of air cone being pulled along behind the prop going over the control surfaces. So it's not a lot of fun, but it does work. Let's see. Otherwise, yeah, that's flap handle where I had just hung my headset. You know, good full, you know, seatbelt strapped to the frame. Batteries bolted to the steel structure of the frame along with some safety strap. But yeah, the Thundergull itself, this is actually the original Thundergull J model. They don't make these anymore. The Thundergull 2000 is the new version, which I wish I actually had. Has a slightly cleaner fuselage. But this one's really pretty nice. 28-foot cantilever wing. It's really clean. This is a really clean airframe when you start looking at it real closely. Really nice short landing gear, really wide track. This thing is incredible ground handling. And yeah, basically this plane is, the more I learn about it, the more I think it's really pretty much the perfect small single-seat aircraft. It just does everything pretty well. So yeah, hats off to Mark Byerly for a wonderful aircraft, and you know, a great platform for electric. And I look forward to continuing to evolve this platform. Thanks, guys.